The last time we talked about growing and harvesting in this journey that we're calling the food life cycle. And today we're going to turn our attention to preparing and sharing. So obviously, once food is grown, it needs to get to the actual folks who are going to process it. Processing can be anything from like cleaning, washing, making a value-added product, preparing it, so actually cooking it. And so food's going to go from, let's say, the farm, the backyard garden, and it's going to go to maybe a restaurant, maybe a grocery store, maybe directly to a kitchen. And usually at this point, we're going to prepare that into something that we're going to want to consume.
Yeah. So thinking in terms of our big picture question of how we can address as a school system food security as an issue in our community, preparing and sharing food is going to be a part of that. And maybe that's the part that speaks to you that you want to explore as part of a project maybe that you'd be interested in, in working in.
And we certainly see some of this in schools already. And so like if your school has a cafeteria, they're going to be taking in these ingredients. Some of them might be like whole food ingredients, like the top left-hand picture here, where we have like mushrooms and a very beautiful looking cauliflower and some peppers, and they're turning that into the food that's going to be consumed. Sometimes food comes in and it's already been sort of pre-packaged or pre-processed,
right?
Like a pizza pop, I think,
or
an example of that, right?
Or there are a number of schools that have breakfast programs, I think, where they just hand out pre-packaged, relatively hopefully healthy things to students, and they can just kind of zip by on their way to class.
Or a foods program, right? So if a school has a foods program, then you're going to be actually doing a little bit of learning on how to prepare food.
So, and that preparation could look like a bagged lunch. There are like a lot of different ways that you could do that. How do you prepare the food that you have and then share it to make sure that people are getting it? Maybe it's a food truck. Maybe your school is going to have a food truck. Maybe your what if question is, what if we had a food truck?
Yeah, or what if we had a restaurant or had a cafe? What if we had a lunch program? What if we had a breakfast program? And I don't want to seed your ideas too much. But what if food was prepared and shared at your school? What does that look like? Where could you find it? I think we talked a little bit about where it's found now, but what if preparing food was an activity that was really kind of worked into the fabric of the day-to-day. And so, we want you to think about that question.
And it could be that you already have a cafeteria and a foods program at your school, but I don't think every school does. So maybe you can think, if you don't have that, is that something that your school would benefit from? If you do have that, is there a way of leveraging that to help not only the students in your school, but maybe students in your catchment, so the junior highs and elementary schools that are around you?
Yeah, or maybe even, how could the school play a role in preparing and sharing food kind of for the community at large? And so maybe there are folks in your community who are looking for those skills, or maybe they have those skills, but how can we get a little bit of, sharing happening between between your school and the people that live in it, people or businesses or organizations that live in the surrounding community?
Yeah, so give that some thought. Chat with the other folks at your school who are in this group, and leave us a message. What are your thoughts? Do you have any questions? We were looking forward to hearing from you about this.